everyone settle in. Roll cameras. And action! I want full steam from the locomotive as it crosses the bridge.
Is your tax money being used to bribe international pop stars? In this forensic audit, we unpack the $70 million events attraction package and its impact. New Zealand's government claims that for every dollar invested in major events, the community sees a $3.20 return. But does the math actually hold up? We dive into the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment, MBIE, books to reveal the Wellbeing gap, how $7.5 billion of the sector's value is based on emotional states rather than liquid cash. Economic leakage, why ticket revenue for acts like Robbie Williams often exits the local economy immediately to offshore promoters like Live Nation. The death of local arts, why homegrown institutions like Splore are shutting down while the state acts as a venture capitalist for low-risk global stars.
50,000 people surge toward a brightly lit stadium stage, the bass vibrating through the floorboards as stadium lights cut through the night. Truly, it is the ultimate entertainment spectacle. Global megastars like Robbie Williams are now booking these massive stadium dates across New Zealand. But the high ticket prices don't cover the full cost of the tour. These highly profitable shows are receiving a direct multi-million-dollar subsidy drawn from a $40 million taxpayer pool called the Events Attraction Package. The government views this cash as a strategic necessity. They argue that without underwriting these shows, New Zealand will lose its place on the global touring map, leaving major acts to tour Australia exclusively. Officials present these corporate payouts as an airtight economic investment that guarantees wealth for the nation. The fiscal justification for the fund rests on a widely publicized statistic. For every single taxpayer dollar invested, the government claims New Zealand receives $3.20 in community benefits. Ministers use that multiplier to validate the costs of new infrastructure, like the One New Zealand Stadium in Christchurch, promising that these subsidized concerts will drive significant regional spending. This focus on international icons coincides with a period of severe contraction for the domestic cultural sector. Homegrown institutions with decades of history, like the Splore Festival, are shutting down permanently due to rising costs and a lack of state support. The growing disparity between subsidized international tours and a dying local economy necessitates a forensic look at the government's books. This chart displays the source of the claim, a study valuing the sector at $17.3 billion. Look at the components. $7.5 billion detaches. This represents sustained well-being benefits, rather than liquid cash entering the economy. While attending a concert provides an emotional boost, assigning a precise, taxable dollar value to that feeling allows the government to use emotional states to justify real-world state spending. Relying on monetized well-being allows the government to present a flourishing fiscal narrative while ignoring the lack of hard financial returns. Tracking the movement of money weakens the financial case. This map illustrates leakage. When citizens buy high-cost stadium tickets, that revenue exits the local economy immediately, landing in the offshore accounts of multinational promotion conglomerates like Live Nation. Then there is substitution. Much of the money spent on these events is rarely new money entering the New Zealand economy. Fans operate within a fixed entertainment budget. A $500 spend on a Robbie Williams weekend is shifted away from local hospitality, domestic travel, or neighborhood cultural events. The current subsidy model prioritizes foreign profit over domestic circulation, effectively cannibalizing local business. The procurement process itself is equally shielded. MBIE's $40 million attraction package bypasses standard contestable grants for an opaque, invitation-only framework. This creates a moral hazard where international promoters can threaten to skip New Zealand to extract public sweeteners, essentially playing cities against each other for the highest subsidy. These stadium-filling acts are commercially viable without state intervention. The taxpayer cash often serves as a profit-boosting incentive for tours that would likely have occurred anyway. When the public asks for the exact price of these deals, the government cites commercial sensitivity, legally withholding the figures from public scrutiny. The entire system empowers offshore companies to negotiate secret payouts that taxpayers are legally forbidden to audit. This lack of transparency highlights the profound equity crisis facing the domestic art scene. The state is acting as a venture capitalist for the entertainment industry, exclusively subsidizing low-risk, highly profitable pop stars who already command massive audiences. This leaves zero support for the high-risk, grassroots events that sustain a year-round creative ecosystem and profile New Zealand's unique cultural identity. This strategy functions as a multi-million-dollar branding exercise, an attempt to cultivate an image of national prosperity through the festivalization of the city, while the long-term cultural vibrancy of the nation is left to decline. New Zealand justifies this spending to compete with Australia, yet ignores how Australian states manage their funds. States like Victoria and New South Wales utilize highly structured, transparent, and contestable pathways, focusing on long-term sustainability rather than one-off sweeteners. Reform requires a transition to a net national benefit audit that strips away well-being multipliers and implements a sunset clause on commercial sensitivity so taxpayers can see the bill. Without a transition to rigorous national benefit accounting and open books, the $70 million package risks being remembered as a costly lesson in the limits of cultural interventionism.
Hey everyone, if you're enjoying this, make sure to like and follow and hit subscribe for more great content. Thanks for watching.